spamming. Drop has expired.
Agents, Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's build video is going to be the Overlord Rifle PvP build. This build is going to be focused around PvP. This is a face tanking, long range, shredding rifle build, which you are very tanky. You have 100% hazard protection. It's just amazing. Great survivability, great DPS, healing, damage, everything. It's really good for conflict, the dark zone, even PvE if you would like to use it, but obviously you would have to do a few adjustments. So this is going to be my one of the strongest rifle builds I've made in TU6. The previous one, anti-meta, that was very good against the 560k armor. The shotgun guys who shoot twice and run around in circles. They're very hard to hit. Now those guys you would probably keep your distance and you will have no problem killing them with this build. You don't want to go too close because they are a bit difficult to hit. But with that being said, I have face tanked guys with 240k health, perfect clutch, perfect berserk builds, and I have shredded them to pieces. I had no problem killing them. So this build is perfect against clutch builds. If they're at range, you will kill them extremely quickly. Even if they're up close, you can face tank them and destroy them because of the build's tankiness and its high damage output. So let's get into this. So the reason why I've gone for sharpshooter is a couple of reasons. Now you'd probably be thinking, well, technician, we could probably use perfect spotter with that special under rail, but I've decided to go for this. The reason being, it's not even because of the headshot damage, because you don't even need to hit headshots with this build, is because of this 30% increased weapon stability. This is really, really important for console players as well, PC players. Probably won't need to focus on this too much, but rifles are the only gun in the game we need to focus on recoil because it really does help. Rifles are very difficult to control under certain circumstances, so definitely roll this. Make sure this is all active. I'm sure you guys have it by now. Obviously we get the headshot damage because when you're spamming the MK17, which we're using, you're going to want to have a lot of headshot damage because you will hit a couple of headshots even if your aim isn't very good. Make sure this is my rifle that's active. The tactician's drone is very good for seeing your environment as to keep out of any tricky situations, because the current metas are running around the clutch builds, the 560k true patriot builds. This is a good way to counter it. You're very strong against those builds, but like I said, the guys with the shotguns try to keep a bit of distance and you won't have any problems. All right, so this is let's get into this Overlord build. Why do I call it that? Because we've got two-piece Overlord, which just makes the build extremely potent, very strong. So this is a 311-3, 504, 500,000 armor, very important. Very tanky, 71k health, still pretty good. It's a 311-3. We're going to be using the MK17. 57k base damage is really good for 500,000 armor, guys. Don't forget about that. We've got Optimist, Allegro in rhythm. In rhythm is extremely important. Every enemy kills have 5% chance to refresh active skill cooldowns. This is great because we have no skill haste or no mods on our skill, so this is going to help us quite a bit. Allegro, because we're going to be spamming. This is a very good face tanking build. Optimist, weapon damage is increased by 3% for every 10% ammo missing from the magazine. So very good because it requires 5 or less, so we've got it activated pretty easily. Now, the classic M1A, we're getting 98k base damage, which is actually really, really good. Now, obviously you can't run boomerang with this build, but the M1A is a good alternative to using the MK17, but we're going to be focusing more on spamming people. You can do lots of damage. People panic. It's almost like the other shotgun I used, the what's it called? The rock and roll shotgun. They panic because they see you spamming the shots at them and they can't deal with it. So we're going to be modding this in a simple way. You guys can put whatever you want there. Go for accuracy and stability. That's very, very important. Headshot damage over there. And then we want to use the optimal range, 20% ACOG 4x scope, because that's going to be running with the Nemesis. That gives us a bit of headshot damage. This is also good to use from longer ranges, because this is going to be a very close to long range build. That's the reason why this build is so strong. You're tanky, you do a lot of damage, and you can spam up close or from far. It's very nice. You don't have to swap guns at all. You just use this baby right here, and you'll have no problems killing people in all kinds of game modes in PvP. All right, so let's go over the pieces. Now, this is the very important nowadays. If you guys don't know, Hollow Man Mask, I've rolled 53%, so I've got about over 100% hazard protection just from this piece. Perfect. We cannot be disrupted, can't be put on fire, all that. So definitely make sure to run this. If you guys don't have it, try and find it. I think there might be one in the Thieves' Den vendor today. Go have a look. You never know. Then we're going to go for the reason why I'm using this is very clear, guys, because I've got 40k armor, 30% total armor, Bloodsucker. This is going to allow us to stack our armor because if you're going up against clutch builds who are healing themselves very quickly with their high health, this will stack more bonus armor in conjunction or using it with perfectly entrenched, which will allow you to regain your armor very quickly. So roll good armor rolls here. Whatever Seeker Mine, whatever skill you want to use, it's up to you. But roll the good armor rolls. Explosive resistance is very good as well. It helps with, even if you're 100% immune, explosives will still damage you quite badly. So this is nice. We get 20% skill haste as well. It's a good chess piece. And then the holster, I have gone for this one right here. The reason being is because I normally switch to my assault rifle sometimes, but it's just a nice holster. It's got precise 40k health and 20% skill haste. Now we don't want to go for too many reds because remember we're using compensated, so don't go over 3 reds. That's why this build you can dish out so much damage. So the backpack, probably wondering, this is not normally how I use these backpacks. I like to have more utility in my builds, but this is just going for straight up tankiness. We don't need anything else on our backpack. We just need hardened right there to give us 15% armor, 25.2k armor, and 18% total armor. Beautiful, very nice. It gives us a lot of survivability, lots of armor rolls there. So that's where we're going to be getting a lot of our tankiness from. Then the gloves. Now this is important. We have got Overlord armaments. The 2-piece gives us 7.5% total armor. Very good because you can run this build with 2-piece True Patriot, but then you don't get any utility, no compensated or anything like that, or precise. Even on the Kneepads, no entrenched, depending on how you want to run it. So I prefer this over 2-piece True Patriot because that 7.5% total armor is very good. True Patriot, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is only 10%. Yeah, exactly. So that makes sense. And of course, the 10% rifle damage. That's why I call this the Overlord armament build, because it's the choice over the True Patriot, which everyone else seems to be running. So 10% rifle damage compensated, that's an old one, TU5 special that, but it still works very well. 10% weapon damage. That's how we're getting such good damage from this build as well. That gives us, just from this piece alone, guys, 20% weapon damage. It's very, very good, very potent. Kneepads are very important. This is for the guys who have very strong clutch builds. If I am in cover and I'm hitting my headshots, I will kill you. Your clutch build will not heal yourself fast enough. I've tested this countless times and I've always come out on top. So this is why this build is so good for face tanking. You guys have a good time. Make sure to have perfectly entrenched. 15% of your armor. It's very, very strong because they'll only be healing their health. You'll be healing your armor by 15%. So it's extremely good. Now, if we look at actual clutch itself, perfect clutch. It's restore 2% missing armor. So remember, we're getting 15. So you will definitely out armor them there. So it's it works extremely well. Now the problem is we cannot put the offensive mod slot. Don't worry because we are getting 10% rifle damage. The max roll you can get a 6 or 5. It depends how you want to use it. If you want to take compensated away and put more reds, you can do that. It's up to you. But I prefer to go for compensated because it allows me to have the 2-piece Overlord. Because another option being is, like I said before, True Patriot 2-piece because you get more reds, but that's not what we want. It's a bit more difficult to run a Bloodsucker, so that'll be a completely different build. So don't worry about that too much. This is how I feel, well, how it's been working for me, because initially I tried the 2-piece True Patriot, but this is way better. So let's have a look at the skills. I'm using the Booster Hive. I want to be able to run around pretty quickly, be able to dodge people and get to distance so I can really shred people very nicely. Then I use a tactician drone. This is extremely good. It allows me to see people from everywhere. Over here. Now I swap between that and the defender. The defender just helps you be a little bit extra tankier, especially if you're running some PvE, if there's NPCs around you. But normally I would use a tactician. It's very strong. It allows your teammates and yourself to see all the enemies around you. So yeah, that's pretty much the build. Let's go over all the stats. So I'm just going to scroll through it. You guys can have a look. It's extremely potent, very strong. We're not focusing on crit chance. This is more of a damage tank build. Assault rifle, that's pretty nice if you want to swap there. All weapons 11. Rifle damage 35. And then we got the other buffs that'll come into play. Very, very nice. So the utility is it outweighs the damage in a lot of aspects. 100% hazard protection, 50% pulse resistance. Very, very nice. Very cool. Nothing too fancy on the skills. So yeah, This is the Overlord PvP rifle build. It's extremely potent. The reason why I've made it like this is because precise, like I said before, extra headshot damage. I don't have the best rifle mod, so stacking reds is not the best option for me. That's why I've gone for more of a balance, but depending on your gear, whatever best tankiness you have, try get over 500k armor if you can, guys. It really does help. Anyways, that'll be the build for today. I've got a few more builds coming up this week. Been focusing a lot on finding pieces for you guys, so I've got some interesting builds coming up. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Division 2 content, and I'll be seeing you agents in the next video. Peace out, boys.